5. Harsh truths about decluttering in old age. What no one talks about, but you need to know. Decluttering is not just about cleaning up your home. It's about reclaiming your space, simplifying your life, and creating room for what truly matters. But as someone in your golden years, the process can feel more complex, emotionally charged, and physically demanding than it did in your youth. I understand this well because, as a seasoned guide for others in this stage of life, I've seen the challenges firsthand. Today, I want to share 5 harsh truths about decluttering in old age that no one talks about, but you need to hear. These truths may not always be easy to face, but understanding them will help you navigate the journey with grace, purpose, and perhaps even joy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Decluttering is as much about the past as the present. Decluttering in your later years is not just a practical task of sorting through items. It's a deeply emotional journey that intertwines your past with your present. Every object you touch holds a memory, a moment, a person, or a story. It's no wonder that the process can feel overwhelming. You're not just deciding what to keep or discard, you're grappling with decades of experiences, joys, losses, and milestones that have shaped your life. Imagine picking up an old photo album. It may remind you of a time when the house was filled with laughter, with children running through the halls, or a partner who shared the weight of the years with you. That album isn't just paper and ink, it's a portal to moments that may feel so far away now. And yet, here's the truth. No matter how tightly we hold on to the physical object, we can't bring those times back. The memories, the emotions, the lessons, they live in us, not in the things. But it's not easy to let go. Letting go can feel like losing a part of yourself or dishonoring the people you've loved. It might feel like admitting that a chapter has ended, and for many, that's a weighty realization. It's okay to feel this way. The process of decluttering is not just about creating space in your home. It's about creating space in your heart and mind to honor the life you've lived while making room for the life you still want to live. Here's the wisdom I want to share with you. Keeping everything doesn't honor your past. It can weigh it down. When your home becomes overrun with items tied to memories, it's easy to feel stuck in the past, unable to move forward. But when you let go of the physical clutter, you make space for those memories to breathe, to live on in a lighter, more meaningful way. Instead of holding on to everything, consider what truly speaks to your heart. Perhaps it's a single item, a locket, a letter, a well-worn book that encapsulates the essence of a memory. Let that one thing serve as a symbol rather than trying to keep an entire room or closet full of things that don't bring you the same joy or meaning. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean those memories or people meant any less to you. It means trusting that what's truly important will remain with you whether or not you keep the physical reminders. And it also means giving yourself permission to focus on the present. You've lived a rich, full life, and there is still time to create new memories, new experiences, and new joys. Decluttering is not about erasing the past. It's about curating it. It's about keeping the pieces that enrich your life today and releasing the rest with gratitude for the role they played in shaping who you are. When you choose to let go of what no longer serves you, you're not just decluttering your home, you're unburdening your spirit. Take it slow. Start with one item, one memory, one decision at a time. Share the stories behind your treasures with loved ones or write them down to preserve their significance. This way, you're not just discarding things, you're preserving what truly matters in a way that doesn't overwhelm you or your space. Decluttering in old age is about honoring your past while giving yourself the freedom to enjoy the present. You've carried these memories long enough. Now it's time to decide which ones you want to hold close and which ones you're ready to set free. And in doing so, you're making room for peace, clarity, and a future filled with new moments worth cherishing. 2. Your children don't want everything you're keeping for them. For many of us, the things we hold on to aren't just items. They're pieces of a legacy. You've likely saved furniture, heirlooms, photo albums, or keepsakes, imagining them passed down as treasures cherished by your children or grandchildren. It's a natural desire to want these pieces of your life to remain part of theirs. But one of the harshest truths of decluttering in old age is realizing that your children may not want everything you've so carefully preserved for them. This realization is not easy. When you've poured your love, memories, and hopes into these objects, hearing "I don't want it" from a child or grandchild can feel like rejection. You might find yourself thinking, don't they understand the history here? Don't they realize how much this means to me? But it's important to remember that times change, and so do values. The connection you have to these items is personal, shaped by your experiences, not theirs. It's not that they don't love you or appreciate your life's journey. They simply live in a different world. Modern homes are smaller, lifestyles are more transient, and younger generations often prioritize minimalism over accumulation. What you see as a beautiful piece of furniture, they might see as something that won't fit into their apartment. What you treasure as a family heirloom, they might not feel the same connection to because they didn't share the experiences tied to it. This isn't a reflection of their love for you. It's a reflection of how life evolves. Just as you built your life around what mattered most to you, they are building theirs in ways that feel meaningful to them. And this is where a shift in perspective becomes vital. Rather than feeling hurt or frustrated, use this as an opportunity to lighten your load and ensure that the things you keep or pass down are truly meaningful. Start by having open and honest conversations with your family. Ask them what items they might like to inherit, and listen without judgment if their choices surprise you. Maybe they want that one old photo or a piece of jewelry, but not the full china set. Their preferences might not align with yours, but by understanding what they value, you can ensure the items you pass down will be appreciated and not a burden. And what about the things they don't want? That's where a deeper sense of release comes in. It's time to let go of the idea that every object must find a perfect home within the family. Instead, focus on finding peace in the act of decluttering itself. Consider donating items to organizations where they might bring joy to someone else, or passing them on to friends who will treasure them. Letting go doesn't diminish the love or the memories attached to these items. It simply allows them to serve a new purpose beyond your home. Decluttering these possessions is also an act of kindness to your family. Imagine the weight they might feel years from now if they were tasked with sorting through decades of belongings without knowing what mattered most to you. By taking the time to curate what you leave behind, you're giving them a gift, a legacy that is lighter, more intentional, and filled only with what truly counts. As you sort through your things, remind yourself that the value of your life isn't measured by how many objects you leave behind. It's measured by the relationships you've built, the lessons you've shared, and the love you've given. The most meaningful inheritance you can leave your family isn't found in furniture or trinkets. It's found in the time you spend with them now, the wisdom you impart, and the memories you create together. Decluttering isn't just about the practical task of deciding what to keep or let go. It's about embracing the reality that love and connection are not tied to objects. It's about releasing the past so you can live fully in the present and helping your family do the same. What matters most will never be confined to a box or a shelf. It's in your heart and in theirs. 3. Decluttering can feel overwhelming, but you can start small. Decluttering in old age can feel like standing at the base of a mountain looking up and wondering how you'll ever make it to the top. Over the years, your home has likely become a reflection of your life, a collection of moments, memories, and milestones. Each drawer, closet, or attic space may hold decades of belongings, and the thought of sorting through it all can feel not just overwhelming, but utterly paralyzing. Where do you even begin? How do you tackle something that feels so monumental? Here's the truth. You don't have to do it all at once, and you certainly don't have to do it alone. Decluttering is not a sprint. It's a slow and thoughtful journey. The key to conquering this feeling of overwhelm is to start small, one drawer, one shelf, one box at a time. Even the smallest steps can create momentum, and before you know it, those small victories begin to add up. It's important to acknowledge the emotions that come with this process. Decluttering isn't just about removing objects, it's about sifting through your life story. You might come across a box of old photos that takes you back to a time when your children were small, or stumble upon a gift from a loved one who is no longer with you. These moments can stop you in your tracks, filling you with nostalgia, sadness, or even regret. Allow yourself to feel those emotions, but don't let them keep you stuck. Remind yourself that you're not erasing those memories by letting go of objects tied to them. Instead, you're choosing to prioritize the space you need to live fully in the present. Memories are not confined to things, they are woven into your heart and mind, ready to be revisited whenever you need them. Starting small doesn't mean your efforts are insignificant. It means giving yourself the grace to move at a pace that feels right for you. Perhaps today, you focus on clearing out a single drawer in the kitchen. Tomorrow, it might be a closet or a stack of old magazines. Each small step is a step forward, and each forward step brings you closer to a home that feels lighter, freer, and more manageable. Remember, you don't have to face this journey alone. Enlist the help of friends, family, or even a professional organizer. Having someone by your side can provide not only practical support, but also emotional encouragement. They can listen to your stories, help you make tough decisions, and celebrate your progress with you. And if you feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of stuff, try this simple approach. Ask yourself one question about each item you pick up. Do I love this? Do I use it? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. Trust that you are capable of making these decisions, even if they feel difficult in the moment. Decluttering is not about perfection, it's about progress. Even 15 minutes of effort can make a difference. Over time, those short bursts of activity will lead to noticeable changes both in your home and in your sense of well being. As you create space, you'll begin to feel a sense of relief and freedom, knowing that your home is becoming a place of peace rather than a source of stress. There's a profound beauty in simplicity. When you lighten your load, you make room for the things that truly matter: quality time with loved ones, moments of quiet reflection, and the freedom to enjoy your surroundings without feeling weighed down by clutter. Decluttering doesn't have to feel like an insurmountable task. It's a journey of self care, self discovery, and self liberation, one small step at a time. So take a deep breath, choose one small thing to start with, and begin. You're stronger and more capable than you think. 4. It's okay to let go of valuable items. One of the hardest realizations when decluttering in later life is confronting the idea that the items you've cherished, saved, or believed to hold great value may not be worth what you thought, at least not in the ways you imagined.
You've likely spent years holding on to things with the belief that they were treasures, financially or emotionally valuable, perhaps both. Antique furniture, vintage jewelry, collectible china, or family heirlooms. They all seemed priceless at one point. But the reality of downsizing or decluttering often reveals an uncomfortable truth. Many of these items no longer carry the same worth, and sometimes they carry no value at all to others. This realization can feel like a betrayal of sorts. You might think, I saved this for decades because I thought it would matter. How can it not? It's painful, and it's okay to feel that way. For years, you may have believed that the china cabinet or coin collection would be passed down as an inheritance, or that selling certain items would bring financial security. But when you begin to declutter, you may find that your family doesn't want those things, or the market isn't willing to pay what you'd hoped. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's also a chance to redefine what value truly means. The worth of these items is not solely in their monetary value or how much someone else desires them. Their worth lies in what they've meant to you over the years. That china set, it represented countless family dinners, laughter, and togetherness. The old jewelry, a reflection of your style and moments when you felt beautiful and confident. Those items mattered because they were part of your story, but they've served their purpose, and it's okay to let them go. Letting go of these valuable items is not about erasing their meaning. It's about recognizing that their time in your life has come to an end. Just because something was once significant doesn't mean it needs to stay with you forever. In fact, holding on to too many of these items can weigh you down both physically and emotionally. It can keep you tied to the past in ways that prevent you from fully enjoying the present. When you release these items, you're also releasing the expectations tied to them. The pressure to find a perfect buyer, the hope that a family member will treasure them the way you did, or the belief that their worth should somehow match the sentimental value you placed on them. Sometimes letting go means donating an item to someone who might find joy in it, even if it isn't worth much in a monetary sense. Sometimes it means simply accepting that an item's chapter has ended and discarding it without guilt. It's important to remind yourself that the true value of your life isn't found in objects. It's found in your relationships, your experiences, and the memories you've created. The things you've saved don't define you, nor do they dictate your worth or the legacy you'll leave behind. Your legacy isn't in the china cabinet or the antique clock. It's in the love you've shared, the lessons you've taught, and the impact you've had on the people around you. As you declutter, give yourself permission to let go of the idea that every item needs to have a clear destination or a high monetary return. Some things will find new homes and new purposes, and others won't. That's okay. What matters is creating a home and a life that feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with who you are today, not who you were years ago or who you thought others expected you to be. Decluttering is not about loss, it's about liberation. It's about choosing what adds value to your life now, rather than holding on to things out of obligation or outdated expectations. By letting go of valuable items, you're making space, not just in your home, but in your heart and mind, for the things that truly matter: peace, clarity, and the freedom to embrace the present and the future. And that is a value no object can ever replace. 5. Decluttering requires emotional courage. Decluttering is far more than a physical act of tidying up. It is an emotional journey that demands courage, resilience, and a willingness to confront the layers of your life. Every item you hold in your hands carries a story: a dusty photo album, a handwritten letter, an old piece of clothing.
All of these objects hold the weight of memories, relationships, and moments that have shaped who you are. Letting go of them isn't just about parting with things. It's about reckoning with your past, your identity, and even your fears. At its core, decluttering asks you to make decisions not just about objects, but about what you value, what you want to carry forward, and what you're ready to leave behind. This can feel overwhelming because it forces you to face emotions you might have tucked away for years. You may encounter grief as you let go of belongings tied to loved ones who have passed. There may be guilt over gifts you never used or projects you never finished. And there might even be fear. Fear of losing touch with your memories, fear of change, or fear of acknowledging how much time has passed. This process is deeply human. It's a reminder of how closely our possessions are tied to our sense of self and the stories we tell about our lives. But here's the truth that brings clarity. You are not your things. Your worth is not measured by how much you've accumulated or by how tightly you cling to the past. Letting go doesn't diminish the significance of what came before. It honors it. It shows that you've carried those moments with you and are now ready to create space for what lies ahead. Emotional courage is not about suppressing your feelings or pretending it's easy. It's about allowing yourself to feel the sadness, the nostalgia, the longing, and the regret without letting those emotions control you. It's about understanding that parting with an object doesn't mean erasing the memory or the love tied to it. The truth is, memories live within you, not within the items that represent them. And by freeing yourself from the weight of those things, you give those memories room to breathe and take on new life. As you work through this process, be gentle with yourself. Recognize that decluttering isn't something you need to finish in a day, a week, or even a month. It's okay to take breaks when emotions feel too heavy, to cry when you need to, or to hold on to certain items a little longer until you're ready. Emotional courage isn't about rushing. It's about moving forward no matter how slowly, with intention and self-compassion. One of the hardest parts of decluttering is confronting your own mortality. Sorting through your belongings can make you reflect on the passage of time, the life you've lived, and the legacy you'll leave behind. But there's also a profound beauty in this. By decluttering, you're taking control of your story. You're choosing what remains, what gets passed on, and what no longer serves you. You're creating a home that reflects the person you are today, not the person you were decades ago, or the person you think others expect you to be. It's not just about the physical space you're creating. It's about the emotional space. It's about unburdening yourself so you can focus on what truly matters, your relationships, your health, your passions, and the time you have left to enjoy life. When you let go of what weighs you down, you open the door to clarity, peace, and a sense of freedom that can transform not just your home, but your spirit. So, when you feel the weight of emotions pressing down, remind yourself of this. Decluttering is not about loss, it's about renewal. It's about honoring the past while embracing the present. It's about having the courage to say, I've carried this far enough, and now I choose to move forward lighter and freer. That is the heart of emotional courage, and it's a gift you give not only to yourself, but to the life you still have ahead. Your home is for living, not storing. Decluttering in your later years is not merely about tidying up or getting rid of things. It's about reclaiming your space, your time, and your peace of mind. It's about acknowledging the rich story of your life and choosing to honor it, not through the weight of possessions, but through the clarity and freedom that come with letting go. This journey isn't easy, and it's not meant to be. Every box, every drawer, and every item carries a part of your past, and sorting through them can feel like revisiting decades of memories and emotions. But within that challenge lies a profound opportunity.
the chance to curate the life you want to live now, free from the burdens of unnecessary clutter and filled with the things that bring you joy, comfort, and purpose. By releasing what no longer serves you, you're not erasing your history or diminishing its value. Instead, you're distilling it down to what truly matters: the memories, lessons, and love that live within you and those you hold dear. You're making room for what's essential: the relationships, experiences, and peace that define a life well lived. Decluttering is also an act of kindness to yourself and those you love. By lightening your load, you free yourself to enjoy the present without the distractions of the past. You also spare your family the overwhelming task of sorting through years of accumulated belongings, allowing them to focus on cherishing the legacy you leave behind, not the clutter. Most importantly, decluttering is an act of self-care. It's a way of affirming that your happiness, your comfort, and your ability to live fully in the moment are worth prioritizing. You've spent a lifetime building a home and a life rich with meaning. Now, it's time to create space for the next chapter, one that is lighter, freer, and filled with what matters most. So as you embark on this journey, remember to give yourself grace. Take it one step at a time, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Every decision you make, every item you let go of, is a step toward a home that feels peaceful and a life that feels intentional. Decluttering is not about loss. It's about liberation. It's not about what you're letting go. It's about what you're making room for. And that perhaps is the greatest gift you can give yourself: the freedom to live fully with clarity, purpose, and a heart unburdened by the past. This is your time to embrace the beauty of simplicity and to create a space that reflects the life you want to live today. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.